Jung Hoo Lee's between-the-legs grab in Triples Alley wasn't just a jaw-dropper. It was a full-on cinematic moment that changed the tenor of a 0-0 game, energized a dormant Giants fan base, and reminded everyone why defense can still produce the kind of memorable highlight that reshapes narratives. Let's break down what made that play so special, how it happened, what it means for the Giants and for Lee's profile, and why it matters beyond a single highlight reel clip. First, the play itself. Lee tracked a drifting sweeper that looked like it might land for extra bases. He judged the flight in heavy wind, slid into position, and somehow corralled the ball between his legs as it dropped beneath his torso, then squeezed it with his legs and secured it. That sequence is ridiculously difficult for reasons beyond mere athleticism. Angle judgment in strong wind, timing the slide to avoid overrunning the ball, and body control to react when the ball dips unexpectedly all require elite instincts. The between-the-legs finish is the cherry on top, but the underlying skill is elite route-to-ball tracking and spatial awareness. Mechanics and instincts. Good outfielders make the hard plays look routine because they set up earlier, correct first step, efficient path, using the glide or slide appropriately. Lee's initial read was excellent. He didn't cheat toward the line or play too shallow. He trusted his route, kept his eyes on the ball, and adjusted his body in real time when the trajectory changed. That's the difference between a flashy fluke and a reproducible skill. Scouts will point to that play as proof Lee has the kind of repeatable instincts that produce both high-ceiling defensive outcomes and the reliability teams covet. Context matters. This wasn't a random regular season quiet game. It was a tight moment in a tie game. Converting that defensive stop not only preserved a scoreless tie, but also swung momentum. Moments like that compress hundreds of analytic data points down to an emotional binary for teammates and fans. Does the outfield feel trustable under pressure? After a play like this, teammates feel it. Opponents feel it. The clubhouse buzzes. Those micro-momentum shifts often have outsized impact in one-run games and playoff-level pressure situations. Durability and risk. The slide and contortions raise the question every highlight play does. What's the injury risk? Elite defenders sometimes take borderline plays that put them in harm's way. The manager's post-game relief that Lee wasn't hurt underscores that tension. Over a season, we prefer elite plays without durability costs. If Lee can consistently make plays like this while avoiding soft tissue or lower body injuries, his defensive value skyrockets. If not, the highlight becomes a cautionary tale. Statistical translation. One spectacular catch can't replace consistent outs above average over 162 games, but it does tend to correlate with elite underlying skills. Players who rack up highlight catches usually show above-average defensive metrics: jump reads, outs above average, and route efficiency. Even if a single clip inflates public perception, front offices parse the play in film sessions to see if it's vintage skill or lightning in a bottle. My read, this play likely reinforces what the Giants already thought of Lee, that he's an instinctive impact center fielder. Marketable ripple effects. Let's not understate the pop culture angle. Plays like this become GIFs, memes, and long-form social clips that live on beyond the scoreboard. For a market like San Francisco, with passionate fans and expansive media reach, the clip fuels ticket buzz, social engagement, and the team's highlight library. It's the kind of moment that young fans show to other young fans and say, "Come to a game, this is what you'll see." For Lee personally, it raises his national profile. Highlight plays translate into all-star chatter, endorsement opportunities, and long-term recognition well beyond the stat sheet. Coaching and preparation, credit to the coaching staff and outfield alignment. In wind-affected parks like Oracle, anticipating how balls carry is part of game planning. Lee's ability to judge wind and commit confidently suggests excellent prep and a comfort level in the ballpark's quirks. That combo, player instinct plus environmental savvy, is what separates good defenders from great ones. Comparative history. You'll hear hyperbole calling it catch of the decade, and while that's subjective, there's truth in how rare the sequence is. Major League outfield history is littered with spectacular grabs, over-the-shoulder robberies, wall-climbing snares, backhand snags, but the between-the-legs variety at full speed in Triples Alley ranks exceptionally high in both difficulty and improbability. It's the kind of play announcers and broadcasters will replay for years. Downstream effects on the season. A single grab won't remake a team, but it can be catalytic. For a Giants club trying to salvage a season, a play like this can be an inflection point. It tightens up the defense, boosts clubhouse confidence, and sometimes sparks a short winning stretch. If that defensive identity holds and Lee keeps making plays, the cumulative wins added via runs saved could tilt tight divisional outcomes. Bottom line, Jung Hoo Lee's catch is both an aesthetic marvel and a useful data point. It confirms elite instincts under pressure, underscores his value as a defensive anchor, and creates cultural momentum for the Giants. Analysts will dig into the tape for repeatable mechanics. Opponents will game plan differently knowing he's capable of those plays. Fans will replay it until winter. Whether it becomes a single iconic highlight or the first of many defining moments, it's the exact kind of defensive act that reminds everyone. Sometimes one incredible catch does more than deny runs. It changes a team's narrative. Jung Hoo Lee's grab was the kind of play that instantly rewrites a game's narrative and stitches itself into a season's highlight reel. Technically, it's insane. A deep fly into Triple's alley with heavy wind, Lee charging at full speed, sliding to the turf, and somehow corralling ball between his legs as it tried to slip under him. That sequence checks off almost every physical and mental requirement for elite outfield defense. Route efficiency to get in position, spatial awareness to judge trajectory in crosswinds, body control to slide and secure the ball, and the hand-leg coordination to finish the catch when normal technique failed. From a mechanics standpoint, the most impressive element was Lee's recovery instinct. Once he felt the ball slipping past his chest, he didn't panic or reach blindly. He compressed his lower body and relied on a precise squeeze with his calves to trap the ball. That's not coached so much as instinctual, the kind of reflexive body control built by thousands of high-speed reads and reps. It also shows remarkable toughness. Plays like that have a real injury risk, and the immediate concern from manager Bob Melvin was totally justified. Game context matters too. The grab came in a 0-0 tie, a moment where preventing a run could meaningfully alter momentum. Plays like this do more than save a run on the scoreboard. They energize the stadium, rejuvenate a pitching staff, and give the defense a psychological edge. For a Giants club that's been scraping for wins, a moment of brilliance like Lee's can be a galvanizer. Teammates feed off it, fans rally behind it, and the media spotlight follows. That emotional lift is genuine, even if one catch won't flip a full season. On the larger scale, this boost helps Lee's profile. Defensive highlights accelerate a player's reputation in ways traditional stats don't fully capture. If you're evaluating wins above replacement or defensive impact, single catches aren't the full story, but they do signal elite range and playmaking ability that scouting reports covet.